Hello and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Monday, June 14th edition of our video devotionals, and I hope your Monday's going well. And here we are. We're about middle way in the month of June, and it's definitely summertime feeling outside. We've had some good rains around the area. Some people, of course, they said we haven't received a whole lot. You know how that is sometimes, is that hit and miss. So hopefully, if you're needing the rain, then you're going to get it soon, and that'd be great. Today happens to be Flag Day, so we're going to do a devotion today, not really devoted to Flag Day, but kind of along that same theme. And I'll show you here in just a minute what I'm talking about. But appreciate everybody who watches these videos. We thank you very much. And again, if there's anything we can do to help you, especially in the avenue of prayer, then please let us know. Share these if these will be a blessing to others you think. And thank you for continuing to watch these with us. Okay, because it's Flag Day, and the Flag Day, of course, is just a commemoration of our flag as an American, the American flag, and of course, it's gone through its phases particularly because of the adding of states. So our flag now has 50 stars to represent 50 states. In the beginning, of course, the beginning of our country, we had the 13 original colonies, as we call it, and so 13 states, and then, of course, that grew. As time went on, the nation grew, of course. So we honor our flag because of what it represents. It represents our nation, of course, the red, white, and blue. And I won't get in all the details of the flag, but of course, as an American, and to you that are patriotic and you love your country, we love and respect our flag, and we know it's a symbol. It's a symbol for what the country stands for. So today we're going to talk about in the Bible where the children of Israel were to have a symbol that would remind them of something. So this is a very unique story, something that a lot of people is not even familiar with, but I want to read it today. We're going to be in Numbers chapter 15, and let's start in verse 38. We'll read through verse 41. This will be where we're at today. So in light of Flag Day, think about a symbol that represents something certainly that's of a higher order, something that represents something noble, a characteristic, something like that. So notice here in Numbers 15:38 what it says. It says, "Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a riband of blue." Now it's spelled R-I-B-B-A-N-D, but it's the same way or the same word that we use for a ribbon, like a blue ribbon, a red ribbon. There used to be a lot of people, they'd go to a fair and they'd have races, or they would enter an animal into a competition, or their fruits, their vegetables, their flowers, and you'd have first place, a blue ribbon, second place, a red ribbon, I think it is, a third place. If they had third place, I think they're either white or they're yellow. But the point is a ribbon. Ladies will wear ribbons in their hair, ribbons to wrap presents. So you get the idea here. So the children of Israel were bidded that they would put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. "And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, to be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, to be your God. I am the Lord your God." So this is just a simple concept here, and it talks about the fringes of their garments. Now I don't know if it was every fringe, but think about, for example, I've got a short sleeve shirt. This area here would be the fringe, the edge, if you please. And if the children of Israel were to put upon the fringe here, the border of that garment, they were to put a ribbon of blue. So, of course, I actually have a blue shirt on, but imagine a blue ribbon wrapped around the edge or sewed to the edge. They may have put those blue fringes around the edges of the neck area, perhaps. Maybe around the lower part, the edges there. So the point is, it talks about in the borders of their garments that they would put upon the fringe, the edge, just like I pointed out here, that they'd put a ribbon of blue. Now, why did they do that? So that when they would look at that and others would see that as they're wearing that, the Bible says that it shall be a remembrance, to remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them. So you look at that. So as I think about Flag Day, and we look at the American flag, and we look up at it if it's on a flagpole, and we look at that and we're reminded of of what it costs to have our freedom, for example. And we'll look at that and think about how we should be loyal to our country in terms of the reasons for our country, the freedom aspect. We are one nation under God. In God we trust. So there's nothing wrong with looking at that flag and being reminded that our country has a motto, and our country has an attitude that it's supposed to have according to God and what He's done for this country. It's a reminder. It reminds of people that died on battlefields and died as the consequences of war to maintain and to give us freedom. It reminds us of the hard work that people has put into this country to help it be what it needs to be. Certainly people even that has served in Congress and in the Senate and all of that, people that did it because they loved the country, they wanted to serve the country. And you think of all those things, I think of all the citizens that have lived in this country, tried to live according to the laws of this country. It's a reminder is what that flag is. We don't worship the flag. It's not an idol to us, but it's a reminder. And I love seeing the American flag flying. We have one right here at the church, and we fly the American flag. People have them on their homes and all of that. There's people who wear on their lapel. I know a lot of preachers have on their lapel, and I believe almost all U.S. presidents for many years have had the American flag that's pinned on the lapel of their suit coat. So the point is, God said here, I want the children of Israel to have this ribbon of blue. And when they look at that, they're reminded that they're God's people and they should serve God. It's a good reminder. And some of us have reminders. I've had, I've got things here in my office that remind me of things. My mother gave me her Bible. She's passed. It'll be 7 years this July. But before she passed, she gave me one of the Bibles that she used in church and used to study. And I cherish that Bible. It's a reminder to me that she served the Lord. I should serve the Lord and all of that. So the point is, the children of Israel were to have this ribbon of blue around the fringe of their garments here. And when they looked at it, they were reminded that they belonged to the Lord. Their heart shouldn't go after any other God, and to do those commandments and to be holy unto their God because they're God's people. So let's think about that. And think about that ribbon of blue. And the Bible said throughout their generations. So this is something that should have been done from generation to generation. And I think that's very interesting. Most people are not knowledgeable of that fact that these Jewish people had that ribbon of blue. So when you think about a ribbon, and some of you may have ribbons in your house from days gone by where you won a little competition or something, or you went to a fair, you did that. Maybe, in fact, I've got one of my vehicles, I've got a Christmas ribbon. I saved a real nice red Christmas ribbon, and for some reason, I guess in my mind, I said, I'm going to put that on one of my rearview mirrors, just let it hang there, just be reminded that, Christmas happens once a year, but maybe have the attitude Christmas can be every day in some regards to how we treat people, kind of the kindness that would go with it and so on, gift giving. So my point is, it's Flag Day. We're reminded of our country when we see the American flag, and the children of Israel were to be reminded and remind themselves that this ribbon of blue was to remind them they're God's people and they should serve the Lord. And I wonder how many reminders you might have in your life that remind you of things like that. But at any rate, let's be reminded, if we look at a symbol of who we are as God's people, then that's a good thing. And be reminded, let's serve the Lord and let's be faithful. So I hope you have a great day.